Alright. Okay. Checking the mic. Alright. Good morning, everybody. We're starting right away. I hope. Okay, yes, everything is up. Chill. Let's go back to this one. It's been a long while that we've, done the analysis, and that we're here this morning. I want to do something quickly. This X stream or whatever, it doesn't have live chat, or it has, but I can't see it as I'm live right this. So what I want to do is, if you can hear me clearly, please let me know. You can either let me know through the live chat, I will check it through this other platform here, or you drop it as a comment section on the main stream, which is the post itself on X. So help me do that quickly. Just help me do that quickly so that I can proceed. So this is how I'll see the live chat, or the confirmation if you can hear me. If anybody is even on the live yet, let me send this guy a message. So I'm waiting. If you can hear me, drop a comment or drop a comment in the live chat, or drop a comment on the post itself. I am waiting. I just want to start talking, and I'm not confirmed, or I did not confirm if anybody can hear me. Do you get? I don't know. I'm not getting any message from anybody. I will just proceed like that. is on Telegram. Let's see. Chris, check your WhatsApp. I say WhatsApp. Check your Telegram message. I sent you a message there. So just let me know if you can hear me. My voice is audible. Alright, okay. So let's proceed. So let's proceed. First thing I would like to do. Today is the 13th of April. There's no news today. See how scanty this news is. Let's just reload just in case. Yes, the news is very scanty. I like checking it first just in case there's anything that will surprise me. Wait, what did I just see? Okay, it said it's clear. But the network that I just saw just now is very surprising. So we're going to start right away. Starting off with okay. So starting right away, we're starting off with so starting right away, we're starting off with here's the JPY. Starting off with here's the JPY. Hold on. Let me so starting off with here's the JPY. From what we can see, or from what you can see on your charts, I think there was a news, you guys, I think everybody's even aware of that. Everybody's aware of the news that Trump released, which is Trump said yesterday evening, where he said the Straits of Hormuz, that's the Persian Gulf, should be open. Like he was sending his troops, that's the US Navy, they're sending the US Navy there. And that news kind of like caused a crazy movement of gaps. So if you go to your chart now, those gaps that you are seeing on your chart, they are as a result of the news that was released yesterday. So there's a lot of gap, but I'm using forex.com, so you won't really see any gap on my own chart. If I use another liquidity provider, then you might see the gaps, but I prefer using this one. I just want to trade what is on the chart instead of having all these buyers, all this things. So starting off with here's JPY. I can see that from what happened the last time, or let's just put it this way, this is first touch, second touch, and this is seeming like a third touch. So I will not rule out the fact that price can still go bearish, although price is like pulling back. All this is just a pullback. Why I said it's a pullback is because of this. Hold on. So because of this, so I'm just going to delete all of this here. So here, so when you look at it this way, you can see clearly that there is one break of structure here and the second break of structure here, which tells me that okay, price is bearish and there is the possibility of price was getting to this level and then coming down, given that this is a first touch, second touch and third touch of a trend line. Alright, so the bias from the higher time frame is telling us is bearish for now, so which makes this high to be the this high then becomes the what we're going to call the structural high. This one here, this would then be the structural high. So if price goes ahead and then takes out that high now becomes focus. If price goes up and take out that high, then we have a problem. But until price does that, we're going to treat it as a bearish market. So this is a sweep of liquidity here, and then this is an OB that price is just mitigating. for those ones that don't want to use OB, or different people what they trade. Some people trade ICT, SMC, anything. Basically people just trade whatever works for them. So I'm not the one that will tell you to choose one. You get? So maybe you treat that level as a supply level, or you treat it as another block level, right? Or some people treat it as a key level. You see, so many people will go to trade. But what I'm trying to say is there is mitigation now in that level, and so the best thing to do is to wait. Besides, today is Monday. I will always advise that you wait for Monday price action to deliver whatever it wants to before you get into the market, because so that you don't end up being liquidity. Except you only have an edge. If you don't have an edge, when I mean an edge, like you know how to trade what you are trading, but starting out, it's better to always just wait, let the price action play out, and then you hop along. Do you understand? So for this, price is already mitigating this other block here, and what I'll be expecting is pretty simple. I'll be expecting price to continue. What I'm expecting actually is for a continuation though. So I'm waiting for price to continue coming downwards from where it is now. So if I should wait for like maybe any candlestick confirmation, it has to do with maybe a bearish engulfing, something like that. But this level is still very dangerous. Why? Let me show you. Although this is the overall break of structure here, you can see this, but they see an internal break here. So if we mark that like this one, this is the level that we're dealing with. So why I say this is a bit dangerous is because if you look at this very well, you see that there's a fair value gap here. So the only way that this level might not hold this sell, the only way the sell might not play out is if this fair value gap eventually picks up. So price will come to maybe the consequent encroachment, and however price reacts off from this consequent encroachment, the moment it starts going up and then breaks the structure high here, then we'll see JSJPY going up to make a new high. Alright, so for now my own buyers will be, my buyers, I'm expecting it to sell, but remember in forex trading we don't work with what we expect, we work with how we react to what price is doing. You get? Reaction is better than expectations, because you can be expecting a particular move, and so if price doesn't, I say this thing as disconnected, if price doesn't do that with that particular move, you would not do something else. If price doesn't do that particular move, usually you would not look for something else. Hold on, fuck on. So let's just continue. I think the thing I disconnected on X, I knew it was going to disconnect the moment it showed me network was showing me something like, let me check the network speed again. Back shortly to the analysis. I just want to check this network. This network is trying itself, not me. Then drop it down to 25. checking the network speed. I want to know how fast the thing is, because upload speed is supposed to be above 10. If upload speed is not above 10, it's going to be terrible. See, I'm tired for emptying. Upload speed is 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Nice one. Nice. No problem. No issue. I'll just shut it down. Let me continue what I'm doing. If you continue to cut, hopefully this one doesn't cut. If you continue to cut an X, I don't know. That's the difference between X and Telegram. For the one on Telegram one will not disconnect even if the network is bad. It's only buffer and then come back. So X will just cut it off. Crazy motherfuckers. Alright, so for USDJP, I expect to see it go down, but we're waiting for confirmations. Okay, next is USD card. Now this USD card has swept liquidity, which is this level here. I think you can see it clearly. So the price has swept this high, and I think on normal the price is not supposed to go this high though. No, I didn't expect it to even go to that high. Nope, I did not. The reason why I didn't expect it to go that high is because of certain structures that I had in mind that okay will play out. But I have full confidence that it didn't go to that high because of the news. So should you get because of that news? Okay. So it's because of the news that price goes to the high. And then today, tomorrow, we'll know where it actually is. We'll know where price actually is. Alright. Let's check this thing again. It's actually so let's proceed now. So this one going down. Like a second group of structure. So price goes like structure up, forget about it. But see how the diagram here. Price is supposed to continue going downwards. This here is the card. Let me check it. Another liquidity provider. Owanda, let's use Owanda. Exactly. So this is a gap that sent price up. This gap here sent price up. That's why price actually goes to that high. If not, price wasn't supposed to get there at all. But anyhow, I don't know how I'm going to this thing I'm explaining. I don't know if you're getting it, but that's just it. So this will be the drawn liquidity for it here. Will be the drawn liquidity. Okay, so this will be the drawn liquidity for price. We are trading oh shit. Okay, I think it's better. So if you are trading USD card I would advise that you wait for a pullback. Let's see, in 3 minutes. See, price has already used that level. It already fly come out. This was where I was waiting. Like there's supposed to be a pullback up, but then it's not gone yet. There's still New York session, so we expect the price will pull back up. Then after the pullback, then you can take a sell downwards for this drawn liquidity. So this level here is a drawn liquidity. So this is our drop in liquidity here. So we'll move on to the next one. So the bias for USD CAD is for it to go bearish. It's to go bearish. What's that? What did I say? So the bias is to go bearish. By the way, stay this guy. Now that is USD CAD. So for USD CAD, you can see. Let's show you from the outer, like higher time frame. You see, there was a breakout here. I saw this last week, although I didn't really do any live analysis last week, right? I tried to, but network was interrupting. But today I've said, if it interrupts, anyhow it goes, I will do what I want to do. Can somebody please record this thing from Telegram? I don't know. Let me record it in Telegram so that I'll check it later. So if you look at the outer time frame, that's the higher time frame, you can see this is a structural high, a structural low, a high, a low, and then price went to make a high shortly. Then before market closed, it made a low, and now price has swept the high. So this is just a basic market structure, and the target from this level now is for price to take out this drawn liquidity. You get? So pretty basic, pretty simple. Let's see. I think you didn't hear me. So okay, it has been recorded. Thank you. Alright, so that's USD CAD. Then the next one on my list is same thing, USD CHF. Now all these trades just did the same thing. They just did the same thing. So if you see, it's because of the gap. Again, I'm saying this is forex.com. So this forex.com, now the liquidity provider, it doesn't show gaps. All those gaps, they show them. You get? It doesn't show those gaps, and that's why I like it. The reason why I like it that way is so that I can just trade what is on the chart instead of those gaps. There are some gaps that you see them, you go without notion. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see those opening gaps? You see price must always feed the opening gap. So sometimes you want to like trade it. So there's a way those opening gaps or whatever usually affects your decisions, and so I don't want to even make any kind of mistake, even a slight mistake. I don't want to, honestly speaking, and that's why I do not use the gaps. Alright, that's why I don't use it. Okay, alright. So let's go on. Let's proceed. So for USD CHF, let's see if there's going to be an entry. Oh shit. Price has already sold off. This is just London opening. If you look at it now, this sell-off started from London open. This is 8 o'clock here. It's 8 o'clock here. That's why it dropped down that way. But regardless, the market is just opening. There is still going to be a pullback. So you want to take advantage of that pullback. For this one now, my own drawn liquidity is not here. Actually, I've been expecting price to like take out this low since this particular low. I've been expecting price to take the low out. So this level now will be my own draw on liquidity. Let's set this. I don't so this level will be my draw on liquidity. Yes. So this level will be my draw on liquidity. I'll be expecting price to continue going down and take it off. So until I get a entry before I make that kind of a decision. If I don't get an entry, I don't take a trade. It's as simple as that. For those in X that are already watching, I want you to help me do something. Please help me to retweet this space that I don't call a space. Help me retweet this live stuff. The previous one disconnected, I guess. People that were there before, I think maybe they thought it has ended. So if you're watching and you can retweet it, please do well to help me retweet. You see that retweet button, it's just there, just help me retweet it. Thank you very much. So let's proceed here. As USDCHF, this is the draw on liquidity. Best thing for you to wait. You know, I think you guys are very familiar with the QMR strategy. So wait for price to come back to this level. Let it to reclaim. Usually another way you can refer to it is the reclaim block. So let it reclaim this level and then sell from there. So let me just show you what I mean. So just sell from here. So this is for USDCHF. The same way you can do it for USD. The previous one we just saw, I think it was USD and USD card now. So you can do it for that too. So but this one is for USDCHF. So let's see. The previous one was USD card. So USD card, so you can also do the same thing. So you sell using the QMR strategy. Just sell from this high here like this. Yes. So wait for price to go up, then drop it down here. So the next one after USDCHF now will be GBP USD. Now for GBP USD, I have a bullish bias on GBP. Me, I don't care about what fundamentals are saying or anything. I'm not really some people yes, I study economics. Yes, I know a lot about macroeconomics and microeconomics, but I've made it my choice not to even bug myself about it, because guy, as long as I can do my technical analysis, and technical analysis tell me when to enter and when to exit, I'm okay. There's no need for me to overcomplicate things, you get. So I really do not care about any fundamentals at all, even though I can decipher them, but I don't care. So on this note, when you look at GBP USD from the higher time frame like this now, let me shrink it. So you look at it this way, you see that the last break of structure according to the trend is here. So this is the structural low that was broken, and then price made a change of character here, you get. So it is already shifting, and from, if you use a trend line, maybe use a trend line like the way I usually do, you will see that price has broken out. There's a breakout already as a whole. So for now, price is bullish, but it is yet to set those structures for bullish, bearish, whatever. It is yet to set them, because the first structural low that we're going to deal with will now be here. This is the structure that we'll deal with, and this is the structure high. So there needs to be a new break of structure for it to determine that, okay, this is the bullish move, or this is the bullish move that started. But the reason why I'm on this buy, I've been holding my own buy from last week. The only clear reason why I'm on this buy is because of the breakout I just showed you in the 4-hour time frame. That's the only reason why I'm on the buy, nothing else. I have no other reason. That's also. And once I'm done with this buy, however price close is what I will continue to do. So, but for now, I still expect price to continue to go bullish, and this is the draw on liquidity for this particular trade here. This high, I'm supposed to use the high above though. This one here, I'm supposed to use this high, but then there's no need. I just want to just get this 3-hour stuff and go out of the trade, nothing else. Where is theory? Oh, however, but I just want to get this one and just leave. target markets. I can be saying I want that whole move now, then before price gets there, it reverses, and then you'll be biting your tongue and be saying Adaino. So that's for G. So for GBPUSD, I'm buying. For those ones that want to follow me and buy, you can enter, but you have to go and use the lower time frame. For me, I use the higher time frame. So that's G. Then for GBP JPY, alright, GBP JPY, this was a buy of last week. Let's just delete it. So from here you can see how bullish it is, very bullish. So what I'll be waiting for is since this is the last break of structure in the 4-hour time frame here, I'll be waiting for price to just expand enough and then it will contract. So later in the week, I know that price is going to contract. Later in the week, I know that price is going to contract. I'm very sure that price is going to contract. So okay, so since I know that price is going to contract later in the week, I don't need to chase the price. Do you get? I'll not chase price at all. The best thing for me to do is just to wait, basically. Just to wait. So I'm just going to wait for price while I also check if there are other structures that I can trade. Okay, price has been bullish since. So this is the first time it's getting to this high since February, and this is in April. The last time it was here was in February when price was deciding to drop downwards. That's the last time price was there. And at this level you can see there is a very strong supply level, very strong you don't call it supply, but okay, resistance level. So it's a very strong level that sent price downwards. So we need to like pay attention to it to see how price will react from there. And then as you can see, you'll see that this structure to the left here is like a breaker block. So in supply and demand, if you trade supply and demand, this is where we used to say resistance and support and resistance, something like that. It's usually called the turn codes. Then in ICT is what we call breaker block. So basically, so what I'm saying is it's best for us to wait for how price is going to react off this level. Again, I'm trading the 4-hour time frame, and that's why you see me do this. I trade at extreme levels. So what I'm waiting for is wait for price to come down, react off this level, and then I'll trade the continuation from there on GBP JPY. Alright, again, like I said, for those ones that are just joining, please retweet the session, whatever it's called. Help me retweet it. Thank you very much. As you are retweeting it, you are supporting the session. Besides, I made a post a day ago that about a day ago that X has one of the worst, and I mean it, so X has one of the worst live sessions, one of the worst, honestly. Why? Because from live sessions, I'm holding a live session now, I can't see people that are commenting or anything, and people don't really use X as live, whatever. It's not like TikTok and YouTube or those Instagram. The quality is usually poor, the disconnection is usually crazy, like the way the thing disconnects, very frustrating. Even though I'm even using a router, so I'm not using it's a 5G router I'm even using, but then what to do? And then for the benefits, do I gain anything or get anything from it? Absolutely nothing. I don't even get one thing from it. There's no benefit. It's not like maybe you're on TikTok. If it's TikTok now, you know TikTok, you're receiving gifts and all that. I don't receive anything. I can do it on TikTok, but I don't receive anything from it. I don't want to. I just incorporate doing this because it's part of my morning routine. So what I'm just trying to do invariably is to just carry as many people along as I carry as my morning routine, nothing else. When we started trading, at the time when we started trading, I don't think I didn't even had this kind of platform. Like, I didn't see this kind of platform. So there's so many mistakes that if I had seen or heard about, I wouldn't have made those mistakes. So that's why I actually do these things too, honestly. That is just why. So let's just proceed now. So this GBP-CHF. So for GBP-CHF here, while I'm looking at this guy, GBP-CHF is what used to be one of the best pairs I used to trade. Some people will be like, why are you trading GBP-CHF, yada yada yada. But I used to trade it because the price action is very clean, honestly speaking. Honestly, GBP-CHF is very clean, but I don't know what the fuck this is. Just imagine, look at this price action all in March. Just imagine how this is, like, what the heck. And this is 4-hour time frame. So I've been skipping it. I'll just skip it to the next one. The next one is on GBP-AUD. Now for GBP-AUD, I want to buy, honestly speaking, there's a reason why I want to buy this pair now. So if you look at the structure, it is bearish. So it has structure high, structure low, structure high, made a low here, made a high here, but failed to take this low, and then this is what you call what? A change of character. Some people call it the change of state of delivery, CISD. However, there's a change of character already, and this level that I marked is a 4-hour fair value gap, but I just marked the whole level here because it also coincides with a 2-hour order block. So what I'm expecting to see here is like for price to push up, but there is a but, is a big but, you get. And yes, and also this change of character, it also corresponds with it also corresponds with a breakout. So more like it's just like a break and a retest. Okay, so if we are going in on this trade, besides not USD, so I'm not scared. If I'm going in this trade here, my drawn liquidity will do it. Oh shiza. Oh no. Wait, oh, this is the high you made here. Okay, this I made here. So 1, 2. Okay, oh. So my drawn liquidity will be this high. That's where I usually ascertain highs and lows. I'll just make this on 4-hour, exactly 4-hour here. So if we're going in this trade now, yeah, we can just try this trade out. Alright, so our entry is the current market price. Let me just, where's my phone? Let's just get this in. So current market price will be entry, then stop loss will be around 1.89805, and the target will be 1.92589. So me, I want to take the trade now though. So GBP, I want to add the GBP-AUD. Okay, added. Alright, so I'm taking the trade now. The entry entered. Stop loss is at where? 1.89805. TP is at 1.92589. So 6. Okay, so I bought. If you are buying, make sure you use my you practice what's called risk management. You see what I just did now. I entered the trade, but I made sure that I'm risking the amount of money that I want to risk on the trade. It's a very good practice. You get. Alright, so I'm in the trade. Why is this place quiet? Hold the fuck on. Okay, yeah, I was playing this song before. So make sure that you use your risk management there. I'm just going to leave this shortly before I take it off. Just going to start. So I'm just waiting. I'll take it off maybe in a minute from now. I'm leaving it for those ones that want to take the trade. Remember, it's current market price, and see the stop loss values there. The stop loss values are there. If you cannot see the stop loss value, I'll call it for you one more time. 1.89805. I repeat, 1.89805. That's the stop loss value. And then for the take profits value, it is 1.92589. 1.92589 is the take profit. Triggered. Alright. So I guess for people that are taking the trade, for people that are taking the trade, I think people have taken it already. Remember, use your risk management. The next trade is on GBP CAD. Now GBP CAD, I had a trade on this one last week. Yeah, I had a trade on GBP CAD last week, and it was just a little buy in this level here, so I'll just delete it. Besides, the network did not allow me, do the live stuff last week. So, but not to worry, we're back. So this is the last break of structure here. So what I'm going to expect is for price to fill this fair value gap, as this fair value gap matches with that level. You get, so, and this level is already acting like a engineered liquidity. So this is what so this is what I'll be expecting for price to do this and then continue going on. You get, on GBP CAD. Alright, so next one is on Euro USD. Now for Euro USD, I'm already holding Euro USD. I've been buying from last week. If you saw my post, maybe yeah, I think it was yesterday, I posted it. I was like, God, it's like I will not pass this account because I bought EU, GU and gold before market closed last week as a swing trade, but it was only the only stop loss I had was on gold. That's the only stop loss. Thank God. If not, why for day? So I'm still holding my EU. So this is the reason why I'm holding the EU. Let's just break it down shortly. So if you look at this to the left, you can see that the structure has already shifted. You can see price is already pointing towards the upside. Everything is clear, and there is like let me show you here. So there's a breakout here. There's already a breakout. There's a breakout already. You get, so, and you go to, maybe you want to use 4-hour structure. You can also see this. So this is like liquidity was swept, price went up, and then boom, the breakout structure there. So that's this. That's why I'm expecting price to continue to buy. Do you get? We're expecting price to buy from here. So I'll still hold on to my buys, but if I use stop loss, no problem. Now I will find another entry another day. So that's for Euro USD. Then for Euro JPY, like just like I saw on GBP JPY, I don't have any buyers from it for it now because price is very bullish. But I can do well to mark the level that I'll be expecting pullback here. So I'll be expecting a pullback to this high, for price to come back to this high. As you can see, that level is where you have a fair value gap. So we can refer to this as a key level. So there's a fair value gap, and that level is the last break of structure for 4-hour time frame. Usually this is what you refer to as I don't know how you put this to define key levels. Different people with the way they define their own key level. So that's it. Alright. EU buys to 1.18. Somebody said EU buys to 1.18. That's nice. Let it buy. Oh boy, hold on a minute. So next on my list is EUGBP. Now EUGBP is already good. I had a sale on it last week, just 5 hours. It was only sent to those ones that are in Signal Group and this thing, but price has already taken out this low, and it has flipped. I don't know what the fuck this one is. This guy is moving so fast. So this was where I was actually waiting for price to get to first before I go on with the sell buyers. Honestly speaking, I was waiting. I've been waiting, but I don't know. It's like price wants to use engineer liquidity. Okay, so if that happens, this is what I'll be waiting for. But mind you, this is already clear bearish. It's bearish already in my eyes. So what I'm waiting for is for price to get to this level, and then we'll take a sell from there. Why I'm using that level is because of this sweep of liquidity here. As you can see, there's a sweep of liquidity just on this high here, and expecting price to just continue going bearish from here. Alright, so that's on Euro GBP. Then for Euro AUD, now Euro AUD too, just like GBP AUD, okay, I had 2 sales on this last week, so yes, I'm done with this one. I'm done with this. So just like GBP AUD, there's a breakout. So if you connect these highs now, you see these highs connected to any of the highs here, you see that there's a breakout already, and price is retesting. But you see the way I trade breakouts is very different. I don't just trade it anyhow. So now in this one, hold on, this level is where I want to use. This is my focus though, and since this high is where price got to, so here and here, so this is my target, or this will be my target. So if you want to take on this trade, you want to gamble, they've called us gamblers already, so no problem. So want to take this trade now. Hold on, where is the 4 hours now? No, which time frame did I mark this stuff from? You want to mark it very rare. I want to make mistakes here. Yep, yes. So take this high, yes, just like this, just like this. So the trade is set. The trade is set on Euro AUD. So if you're taking Euro AUD buys, you can take it with me. I'm also going to hold this trade entry at 1.65743. that's the current market price, but the stop loss will be at 1.65306 and the target will be around 1.67393. again, if you check normal liquidity provider, I'm certain that you would see these things here, what they call it now, gap, opening gap. But because I'm using this particular liquidity provider, which is forex.com, just go to your trading view, you see it. That's why so okay, okay, it's like this guy is using this stuff. All right, so if you are going into the trade, let's see, let's go and take the trade now. GGAD 1 2 3 4 5. Jesus, Euro AUD, going in to buy. Entry is current market price, stop loss is at 64580. 64580. Maybe Euro AUD again. Where is 653? 65306. 65306. Okay, here. 735. It's okay. 65306 is the stop loss. Then targets, so 65306. Then target is around 67393. Done. Alright, so I'm in the trade now. So I'm just going to wait for what price is going to do. So next on our buyer or on our list is EuroCAD. So if you look at EuroCAD, you see it's still very bullish. I have not traded EuroCAD in a while, so but it's bullish, and this is the origin of this breaker structure. There's a small breaker structure here, too tiny, so that's why price is sweep liquidity. So what you want to wait for now is how price is going to react off from this level. So expect price to fall back into this level before you can trade the continuation. But again, this is the 4-hour structure, and so we need to be careful. So when price comes into this particular order block, I will know, I'll tell you, or I will update us if we're going to buy or we're going to ignore. Do you get? If we're either going to buy or we're going to ignore it. Because what I'm saying, or we're going to ignore, because if it comes out from that level, it can also lead to a breakout. I guess you understand what I mean by that. It can also lead to like a breakout, a proper structural breakout. That price breaks out completely. So yeah, all right, so we're going to go to the next one. Going on to the next one on our list will be what? NZD. Now we're done with the euros, and now with the NZDs. Now for NZD USD, I bought this one this morning. I ain't gonna lie. Why? Because as I woke up around 3 o'clock. Before 3, I woke up around 1. Then I slept briefly, woke up 3, and slept briefly, woke up 5. So it was when I woke up the first time around 1, was when I saw price at this entry, and I got an alert on my trading view because I set those alerts down, and so I got an alert that price has mitigated the POI that I wanted to use, which is this. You can see this OB in 2 hours here, this particular one. Now it was very tiny. I'm supposed to just use, let me show you. So I'm supposed to just use this level, but if you know me, I have been trading with me for a while, you would know I don't usually like very tiny stop loss. That's why I then extended it like this. I then extended the stop loss down like this. You get? I don't like to be wicked out for price to continue his movement. The least I just need in any move is just at least 3 hours, and I'm done. There's no need for me to take too many. 3 hours and I'm done is a lot. That 3 hours, it gives me 3%, maybe 1.5% on the trade, depending on the kind of risk I'm using. So yeah, that's on ZUSD. So I'm holding a bullish move here. As you can see, that the structure is bullish, given that the structural high, this is the structural high here. The structural high or structural low is one that defines the trend. So in previously the trend was bearish. Why? Because you can see that price was making highs and lows, lower highs and lower lows. So this is lower high, lower low, lower high, then you did the lower low here, lower high, lower low, lower high here. This is the last lower high, and then he pulled this lower high came down, broke structure, made a lower low, and what did you see? Price took out that lower high and then formed a new high, and after breaking that high, then we now have it as a higher high and higher low. And so what price has done now is that, because of this was Monday, this is Friday's low, price swept that Friday's low as liquidity, and then hopefully it continues going up. Hopefully it continues going up. And if you check other liquidity provider, I am certain they are going to see a what's it called now, a gap. Our opening gap is here, and that's opening gap it has failed. Hopefully it continues, you know, in the trend, because most times when price, now this is according to experience now, so most times when price feels opening gap, sometimes it just pulls, it just change direction completely. It does that a lot of, it does that a lot, so just take note of that. Alright, so next will be one of the NZD pairs. Okay, NZD JPY. I think I missed one of the NZD pairs. I don't know which one, but I think we'll see it shortly. I had a buy on this one. I posted this one last week, so I think I'm done with this. I posted this one last week. Most of the trades I did not, given that I could not do the live session last week, so what I did was I sent the trades to my Telegram and also to WhatsApp, to X. So if you check throughout last week, I was sending the trades on X. Before that's before they played out and then updated it, and also on Telegram, given that the network was a bit crazy. So the bias for NZGPY has been determined. Price is going to continue going up, but maybe by Wednesday we'll get an entry. I mean, I was actually expecting that price is going to mitigate this other block here, or let's just see, because price is still creating the structure lows and structure high. If you can look at this now, you can see structure low, structure high, but in the bullish form it just made a low, so it hasn't made any this thing yet. So that's NZDJPY. So the next trade will be, or next pair is NZD card. So for NZD card, hold on, I just got the call. Why is this calling me? So many calls. I didn't say it though. It cannot be my mom though. So NZD card. So NZD card, okay, yeah, this is the one I missed. And so I wanted to buy with, I think it's 2 hours, yeah. So I missed this particular buy from this low. So I know that I missed an NZD trade. I know I missed NZD trade. So I still expect it to continue going up, but what I'll just do now is I'm going to use what we all know as the QMR. I feel like all of them are even the same. You call it your QMR, you call it Quasimodo, it's still the same thing with reclaim block, honestly speaking, because a reclaim block, let me just give you a straight line definition. A reclaim block is one that was not respected, but price now comes back and then uses it again. So in this case, this will be the reclaim block level here, this particular one here. So it means that price will just come back. So when I mean not respected, you can see price just smashed it through, so it will come back and then collect it. Let me use that English, so reclaim it. So I'll just expect price to just come back and then reclaim it. So for NZD card, right, I'm giving you the buyers now. This is what I'm going to be expecting on NZD card here, for price to mitigate this and then move on from here, because there's new structures are forming. The new structures are forming, and I expect it to continue to go bullish. So when price gets to that level, so take note of it. If you trade NZD card, that's why I'm just doing this. If you trade it, take note of it so that you can use. All right, next, I'm already wrapping this up. I think I missed a call. My mom called me 4 times already. I don't know why she's calling me. I don't know, but then I will. This guy is only straight to the point. Hey, very funny. Alright, so NZD CHF, God forbid I'm not trading this pair. Just look at the price action. I only leave this thing here because people that used to send me DM that, oh sir, Dios, this one, that one, please let me check NZD, this one. That's the only reason I won't trade it. I don't like the price action. I'm going to skip it because I'm not seeing anything tangible here. I beg. Alright, so AUD I bought last week. Now these trades, most of these trades, if not all, were sent to the X page and also on the Telegram. For people that did not take them, you're on your own. I don't have anything to say on that. So there is a stream of liquidity here too, as price has mitigated this fair value gap below. Alright, so for now we're going to still treat it as bullish until we have a second break of structure to the downside. So what are we going to do? I think you can answer that quite correctly. We're going to use a reclaim block too. That's also what we're going to use. So let price come back, let it come back to it. Then once you come back to it, you might, let me teach you, you can use 2 kind of strategies. You can just go directly, which is immediately price taps on it, you buy, or when price taps on it, you go to the lower time frame. I did a video, please, if you can find that video, let me see if I can find that video. So I did a video about sweep of liquidity, that when price sweeps liquidity, you go to the lower time frame, like maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and then go and wait for a shift of structure. Do you get? Go and wait for a shift of structure. I think I traded, okay, I will retweet it now. I think I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it, so I've retweeted it. So you just watch the video, basically just go and watch that video. I just retweeted it for those ones that might want to you just go to the lower time frame, wait for a shift of structure in the 3 minutes. Let me see whether it's there. So you wait for a shift of structure in 3 minutes like this. Okay, it has already shifted structure, and then wait for a pullback. So in this case, just wait for price to come back to that block that was reclaimed. For you to understand it better, just watch that video. Watch the video that I made on how I traded US30 and the one that I quoted. You understand it better. So that's on AUD USD, by the way. Next is AUD JPY. I didn't have any bias on this after this trade. I had a lot of take profit last week, a lot. And funny enough, most of those trades I had take profit on last week, I've been holding them for at least a week, some of them 2 weeks. Crazy. It's not easy to be a swing trader. I'm saying shaggy. The only shaggy I'm saying is that I hold my trades for long, and I will not know the result until it ends, either stop loss or TP. You get? So crazy. Alright, so let's proceed. Next is AUD JPY. For AUD JPY, you can see that the structure is bullish. So, and this is definitely that opening gap. All the pairs, I think all the pairs opened, they opened with opening gap. So I think this is an opening gap that price has gone back to cover. So nothing to do here. Just leave it alone. And AUD card, this one did not break structure to the upside though. It did not. It didn't break structure. So most likely this guy might shift by Wednesday. Let me just drag this one out. So by Wednesday, we're going to update it. This guy might shift from this level down, most likely. Honestly, might most likely shift. So I'm not going to mark any bias for it on AUD card. Then for AUD CHF, I've not traded this guy in a very long time, but what price did here is bullish, but it mitigated this fair value gap here using this level as a continuation, given that this was the last break of structure and bullish move. If you look at it, this is a low high, so it was making higher lows, higher high, higher low and higher high. That's a bullish move, right? So since it's the last break of structure in that line, so this is the structure low in the bullish move, and so price came back to fill that level before moving up again. Do you understand? I think I'll make a video on dealing range very soon. I've done it before, but that was the last year. Maybe I'll look for it, but then make a video on it, on dealing range, how you can ascertain all these things. But that's what I'm doing as I make my analysis though. So it's simple, but in that video I'll just explicitly explain how you do analysis using your dealing range, identifying the structure, then identifying the structure low, structure high, the current one you want to use, then identifying the POI you're going to use. All those things I'll just explain it in that video this week. So I hope I don't forget. So this is CAD JPY. I am presently on this buy. So I don't think you can jump in anymore. I bought last week, I just left it down. So holding the buy up to this high, that's the drawn liquidity. Why am I buying? Because it's bullish. I saw this structure, price swept it and then broke structure. So I know that according to volume, the volume price is supposed to push and then take a new drawn liquidity, and so that's why I just bought this one down on CAD JPY. I think CHF JPY, I just left that guy. This card CHF, this is just classic breaker block. I don't think there's anyone again. This is CHF JPY. I bought this one last week, so I'm done with this, and it's bullish. By Wednesday I'll properly break down the JPYs, which is the CAD and CHF. By Wednesday they would have printed. Why I say Wednesday? Because they would have printed their whole structure. And again, another reason why I said Wednesday is because the live analysis that I do it on Monday, on Wednesday and on Friday. Then on Saturday usually is for normal psychology class, or maybe I have a class to take or I have a session to take. That's what I'm referring to, the class. So I think yes. So this was hold on. So there's a CHF JPY. I think the last ones that is remaining is gold. Many of you don't trade crude oil now. I see crude oil, US oil. Many people don't trade it, so the last ones are the ones that are here. Gold. So I think you will see the position I had on gold that got taken out. Many people now presently they are buying gold, and I'm the only one that have a sell buyers on gold. It's God that will save me. It's God. That's the only thing I can see. That is God that will save me, because I have seen a lot of persons that want to sell gold, buy gold, and the only reason for me selling, I think you can see it here, there's a breakout that I can see here clearly, and the last breakout structure in the 4-hour time frame though is here. So this is structural low. Alright, this is structural low. So what price has done now is mitigate the other block in that structural low, which is fine and quite alright, but I will still sell low. I will still sell. If this level does not hold, then I'll be off the sales, but for now I'm selling on 2-hour order block. Yeah, the 2-hour OB there, let's just mark it out. So I'm selling on the 2-hour OB here because of this structure that has been printed here. So alright, so let's see, the next is on this is Nasdaq. Is this Nasdaq or US30 now? US30. I bought this one basically with that stuff I told you about, the reclaim block, just simple liquidity, price reclaimed it, and then I bought. If you check the tweet I retweeted just now, that's the one showing you how to trade that simple liquidity. It's the same strategy. I don't use another strategy to trade it apart from that, and that's what I've done again here, and I'm holding the trade. I bought it not quite long. I made some minutes ago before the live session started, so I'm holding this buy. Let's see how it's going to go. We're going to update you on it on Wednesday. I wanted to buy it, there's US30, then there's US100, which is Nasdaq, but this one did not save liquidity. As you can see, I marked it out, so you can see, you just look previously to the previous trade, you see silver liquidity, that's why I sold. Silver liquidity, that's why I bought. So on this trade, that's the only thing I wait for, just triple liquidity, and that's all. Alright, so this one has a gap. I've not seen the liquidity provider that shows with these indices without the gap. If not, I would not use it. Then for Bitcoin, let's see. I don't have any buyers for Bitcoin. I've not traded it for a while. When I mean a while, like a while, because if you look at it, this guy is just ranging. See, and the strategy that I use to trade is not one that do well with a ranging market, those consolidation. No, the strategy that I use to trade, these we trend a lot. So on Bitcoin I don't have any buyers, but I can say for now I expect price to continue to sell, maybe get to this low here. Why? Because it has taken out the structural low here and here, so, and that's where it's trading from. So I expect it to just continue going down to this low, but again, like I will usually say, I'll update you as price goes on. Alright, okay, back to gold. So basically this is everything. We've taken some trades. I also advise you that you should use your use risk management. Do not trade anyhow, right? If you are risking 1%, risk 1%. If you are risking 2% and your account accepts or can accommodate it, fine. If you are using lesser than that, maybe 0.5% or lesser than that, is okay, but just make sure that you are trading with a fixed risk percentage. You know what you are trading, and you know the way you're managing your trade. You get. So this is a new week. Today is Monday, and it will not be wise for you to just breach your account, the accounts that you have. It will not be wise for you to breach the accounts that you have on the first day of the week. It makes absolutely no sense, right? So what I would advise you to do is manage your trades and wait. See, there's no harm in waiting. I tell you the truth, you're not going to die if you wait. So wait for those trades, wait for them. I beseech, the way the Bible will say, I beseech thee, brethren. So I'm talking to everyone in the tribe now, Dios tribe. I beseech you, if you are trading this week, wait. Let price come to your POI. If it's not in your POI, you're not taking it. If you miss the trade, no problem. Leave it alone. You get. So don't make silly mistakes. And as this is the first day of the week, it's very important that if you've not prayed, you've not made your morning devotion, make sure you pray. It's very important that you always pray. Even if it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, you used to talk to God. You used to commit your day to God and commit your week to God's hands. It's very important. All right, it's very, very important. And remember to journal your trades in this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, any day you trade at all, just journal it instead of postponing, procrastinating and all. Just journal it. It's not take you anything to journal your trades. All right, these are steps that you take that make you disciplined and make you a disciplined trader. So I know the next space or the next live stream we'll have is going to be on Wednesday, and then same time on Wednesday. So as you go about your day, be your week, I pray that your week is blessed and is fruitful and is productive. All right, so I'll see you when I see you. Bye for now.